Tshego Tefo.
JD.
How are you, my man?
How
are you doing, brother?
I'm kicking, bro.
Good.
How you doing?
I'm great, man.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm finally here.
Yeah.
West End, doing the things.
Doing a thing in the Wild West, eh?
You're the guy.
Yeah.
You're the guy.
Welcome to the JD Kustom Jam Jar.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you're going to be chatting with me
I'm humbled,
for the
man.
ChitChat today. So yeah, man, this is about you.
This is about me, not you.
This is about you, Panther. No, this is about you, man. I want to know.
I'm twisting things. This is about you. So how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling good, excited.
Shoot.
But tell me about yourself, Fatso, man. About what you do and what you're about.
This guy, Tshego AMG. I make noise for a living.
Nice.
Yeah, I play guitar and I happen to be Questa's music director, and I think a self-acclaimed best session guitarist in SA and going beyond.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
believe
said it.
so,
Yeah,
though,
I
man.
said
I
it.
believe so. I love your work, man.
Yeah,
I love your
thank
work.
you very
I know.
much.
I mean, I've seen you play with New Bump quite a few times.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Questa.
New bump was a crazy idea, man. It was a crazy idea, but it had to die. We started New Bump a while back, and you pulled up and you saw the vibe, and we grew to a point where I'm at now, which is the Questa life and other things. But yeah, New Bump, Music Power, and quite a number of bands that I was involved in. You know what I mean? So
sure.
it was a variety of jazz. New Bump was experimental. I did a lot of DJing and dish type of thing, but that's I think that's where one actually finds himself, because when you go through all of this engagements, then you end up knowing who Tshego is and what Tshego is about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, New Bump, that was the life, man. I missed that.
Yeah, very jazzy.
Yeah,
very jazzy.
yeah.
Very actually new school jazz.
Yeah, fully.
Quite fusion based.
Fully.
Yeah,
That's
I
why I'm
like
saying
it.
it was an experimental, because what we did was anything that came to mind, we hoed in. It's not like we broke the rules, if I may put it.
Yes.
So it was a groundbreaking band to be a part of, because hey man, I worked with geniuses, Tapato 30
And Musa.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fora, and Pule. You know, so those guys were.
Yeah, mind blowing. Hey?
Yeah.
Their understanding of the language of music
Yeah,
is just
true.
far beyond. Eh?
True.
Nice. Cool, man, Fatso. And this leads me to ask you about your inspirations.
My inspiration. You inspire me a lot. I'm inspired by everything, Jerry. Like everything. I don't know. At the moment, I think the space that I'm in, which is the commercial hip hop house and that's what's actually fueling this human being that I'm becoming.
Okay.
But a whole lot of it starts from a Sonny Boy, starts from the greats of Jimmy Lulu, starts from
Afro
jazz, yeah, and also starts from the Billy. You know what I'm saying? So the foundation is broad, but I had to narrow it down to actually maneuver myself to a Tshego AMG that you're having a chat with today.
Yes.
And going back to where me and you started, which is
A while back,
it's a while
yes,
back.
man, it's a while back.
You know what I mean? So I think I'm inspired by the current music industry. Like there's a new music industry, if I might put, like it's not the same as before, you know. So that actually is a fuel of what this human being is today.
So that's directly in line to my next question.
Yeah.
Your opinion about the South African music industry.
My opinion about the South African music industry. Oh my God. We are going there. We're getting there. I'll make it very. I'll give you a very broad answer. I'll just leave it open as possible. In terms of the music industry, it's great, but at the same time, it's still controlled, if I may put it. The likes of Java, which I happen to be on a part in a song with him, has won a BET award like last week, And that simply means that South Africa and its culture is getting recognized globally. But at the same time, I still believe that as musicians and as guitarists, as drummers, and you in the back of everything, have our own industry, which is making sure that the guitar sounds great. And a lot of people tend to forget that. We are growing. People are now starting to be cognizant of how a guitar sounds, what strings to use, what pickups. Then it was like, hey man, it's a nice guitar, just play it.
The technical
the technical element of it. I've learned so much from you in terms of what to use, where, who is who, what's what in the board and all of that. So musician industry, so that's why I'm saying I'm going to leave it open. Musician industry has grown so much that people are very woke. And then in terms of the industry as a broad concept of it, it's also being recognized because now there's like streaming, there's digital side, there's all of that. So if you can check, if you go to like iTunes and all of that, you can search for my playlist on all the songs that I played on, which is something that's very new and a lot of people are still being introduced into it. So my opinion about it, we're growing somewhere.
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a shift in consciousness.
Yeah.
And it's definitely due to the fact that the internet is there.
True.
That's, on our platform has become international.
Yeah.
A lot of the artists that we've spoken with on the Jam Jar actually mention that. And it's quite interesting to hear.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that radio is now starting to play a lot more South African music.
True.
It's good. It's about time. I think it's so important to recognize that where we are here, we've got the most amazing talents, and we are starting to, the community of South Africa are starting to recognize that and to appreciate and respect the artists that we have.
Yeah,
that's a huge element.
And a huge step into if you can look at it from this angle, JD, is that we thought small of ourselves going back in time, and right now I watched the movie Black Panther. There was so much South African music in the movie. I was like, oh my god, why wasn't this implemented a while back? The only thing that we had was Lion King. You understand what I'm saying? Of course. So why didn't we fight to have all of this? So until somebody had to recognize. So we've grown into a point that we loved ourselves so much that the world decided to love us also.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the truth, man.
Yeah, and there's that shift of consciousness.
Yeah.
I believe that the talent has always been there, and finally, in this now international era and this globalization with the internet, we all starting to understand the same language, which is at the base the language of music.
Yeah, that's the truth.
You know what I mean?
That's the truth. That's why you're here.
Thank you, man. Thank God.
Love, G.
So, if you had to give advice to the youth of South Africa, what would your advice be?
First of all, do you, man. I'm not gonna be the norm and say go to school and all of that. I believe that anything that you put your mind, passion, and love to can become what pays your bills tomorrow. So love yourself that much to actually nurture and water that thing that burns inside of you, because no one can be you, and you can only be the best of what you is and what you think. The only thing we have control over is our thoughts and our actions. Anything else around us really doesn't matter. It's like a flight. You can only take off. You can decide what time you want to leave and what time the flight's going to land. But what happens in between, the turbulences and all of that, it's
out of your control.
It's out of your control. So what you think, the thought of having a conversation with the person next to you can actually ignite something greater, or you reading a book or listening to music. That's the thought and the action. So my advice to the people out there is that don't stop at anything, man. You is the best you that you can ever be.
I love that, man. I like your analogy as well, man. I like that.
Yeah.
So, Fatso, that's interesting. I think the most interesting part of all this is What flavor, man? What flavor
What flavor am I
are we
bringing
adding
this guy?
to the jam jar?
I want to put chili. I'm kidding. The flavor I'm going to put in this guy is African on steroids, which is what we're pushing today.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So some Afro jazz.
Yeah.
That is part of one of my greatest styles of music that I listen to.
Yeah.
I know that you're quite inspired by Louis Mhlanga.
Fully.
He's amazing, eh?
Fully, he's the guy. He's the plug.
And Jimmy Dludlu.
I think that's the university, yeah? Jimmy is the university. I believe that if you haven't gone through a Jimmy song and you're a South African or you're a guitarist and you didn't quite get the degree or the honors in mind.
Yes.
Yeah. So
there's a pathway missing.
Yeah, you just need to go through it. Either way, play one song note for note. Then it's fine. You can continue with life and go to Paul Gilbert. That's great.
Yeah. Or find your own style.
Yeah. In
modernize it maybe.
True.
But the root of your heart needs to have tasted that style.
Grounded.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
So,
Fatso, my brother.
One love, G.
Thank you so much for the chat, man. I really appreciate it. It's good to have you here in the workshop.
Yeah.
And thanks for doing the jam jar with us and the ChitChat.
Any day for you. Any day for you. Any day for Jam Jar. Any day for JD Kustom.
Thank you, Mr. Fatso.
One love.
One love. Cool.